So, I found out that Paul Walker starred in another movie that involves cars, chase scenes, stunts, etc. Well before the 7 movies of the Fast and Furious that he was in. It is called Joyride from 2001. Yes, I get this from the Michigan E-Library. Come on, you. Stalked by a vengeful trucker, 3 friends race for their lives. It's a thrilling nail-biter with 4 mind-blowing alternate endings. Roger Ebert calls it a first-rate pure thriller. Paul Walker takes a wilder ride here than he did in the Fast and the Furious, from Joe Layden's San Francisco Examiner. Yes, this is a rather good early 2000s horror movie. Very specifically, 2000. Yes, the very beginning of the millennium. 24 years ago, mind you. So basically there's that. So, Paul Walker, Steve Zahn are just traveling, trying to pick up Lily Sobieski, who plays Venna in here, and along the way they kind of have a little fun with a trucker. They say, "Hello, my name is Candy Cane. Please meet me in room 17 with pink champagne." Not knowing it's actually some jerk earlier who kind of acted a little bit snarky towards Lewis, who Paul Walker plays. So they're going to exact some revenge. And lo and behold, actually turns rather sadistic quickly. Because it's like, yeah, there is a scene where this trucker actually manages to be like, "Hey, wait a second, you're not Candy." He's like, "Yeah, you're not Candy Cane." Manages to disjaw him. Yeah, disjaw him. Demandible him. The jaw, just like that. We go inside and see a rather gruesome image of a guy laying in a hospital bed. Yes, this may be, you might think, oh, it's just a typical voice that just haunts the, because eventually they see, like, oh yeah, this guy's really pissed. So it turns out that the voice they use on the Citizens Band is Ted Irving, who is best known for playing Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs, a deep, intimidating voice on a CB that has a range within 5 miles. And yeah, at first, they think it's like, "So why'd you do that? Why'd you just do that?" "Oh, we just want to play a prank on you." "Apologize." They don't apologize when they should have. Instead, things just spiral out of control. What works here? Lack of music. There's a little bit of music, like an alternative rock song that's played a little bit in the beginning, and a little bit of country towards the climax. But ultimately, it's just the lack of music and the close-ups. There's a close-up of when there is... So yeah, there's the close-up where the 2 brothers are listening to what's going on in the next room, all the commotion. There's a painting, knowing just what's on the other side is absolute chaos. It's the close-ups that get you scared. It's the green light that's using, the green/brown light that's in the motel room. And in these motel rooms, there's the claustrophobia going on, because it's a motel that's like out on, just right off the interstate, late at night. It's raining, so you can tell this is an atmospheric, kind of just not really disturbing, but it will leave you like, oh yeah, I watched something really good that showed Paul Walker, who was actually getting his brother from jail, and he's going to go and visit his girlfriend Venna. It's well acted. The range of emotion of scared, the anger, the lines that they say are poignant. There's nothing funny. I mean, there's like one long line of, "How far is it?" when they're looking at a map, "From my cuticle to my knuckle." So I don't know, that was kind of funny. AKA just like that. Yeah, it's mainly what Rusty Nail wants them to do. That's the scary part, because he could just as easily. He also says, "Why how you can stop people from not identifying that you build someone is that you do this and this, and you put their extremities in a jar and then label it, which is kind of disturbing. Obviously, this voice steals the show. But it's actually interesting to see Paul Walker not be a douchebag in the first couple of Fast and Furious movies, you know? So, yeah, I mean, he's kind of like has, kind of like, okay, if you want to save your girlfriend, do as I say. Goes into a fast food restaurant, orders them to be both buck naked, and the waitress says, do you want fries with that? He's like, I want a burger. Do you want fries with that? So that was kind of funny just to see them both naked. I'm like, he's just humiliating the ever-living heck out of them. So, yeah, this is actually a good kind of creepy movie. Yeah, not like Silence of the Lambs creepy, but just atmospherically with the lights and everything else. That's what works here. Chase scenes are good. When they're going through a cornfield, moves the light around to see what's going on. This is just good pure stress and terror. Eventually let's see. There's also the chase going down the freeway. When they get to yet another motel with an interesting climax. I like this movie overall, but I did have a couple of problems with it. I wanted a higher body count. There's only 1.5. Where the one that happens at the very end of the guy who got demandibled. I'm like, at least run over a guy in a bar or something. Come on, I want a little bit of a higher body count, and I want to see a more intimidating truck. I don't know. I mean, this 18-wheeler without the trailer breaks through an ice company truck. That was kind of interesting. But they could have at least shown a dead body or something. I don't know. It just felt like in order to show this guy be more intimidating, just have him run over someone, for crying out loud. I don't know. I wanted it maybe two more on the body count. And maybe I don't know. I mean, it's like he had presence there, but I just wanted a little more, you know? And it doesn't rely too much on the cliches. Okay, maybe one guy gets stuck towards the end as a truck's coming. He's got a pipe in his leg, which would really hurt. So, yeah. It's kind of, and I would have liked to have seen the relationship between the brothers where they talk about, how Steve Zahn's character, Fuller, goes by the name Black Sheep of the family. There's a CB handle versus Mama's Boy. I would have liked to have them try to figure out more of their family relationship a little bit, because that's what they were hinting at in the beginning. But nothing happens from that, and that point just, I don't know. They could have discussed that at least in the car, you know? Or at the very end where they talked about it for a couple minutes, get some resolution. I had a problem with that. So, other than that, I was like, chase scenes are great. Ted Irving does a phenomenal performance. The guy who they brought in for the body is good. He looks intimidating. He does makes for the interesting climax with what happens with Lily's character with Venna towards the end. So, there's enough in here that makes things really good. So, I don't know, if I were to give Joyride a rating, 7 to 8. So, yeah, if you want a good, fun time with Paul Walker before he played a douchebag and before he started going to Fast and Furious, then I recommend that you watch Joyride.